On this episode, we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting review of a new tequila out of NOM 1414. That's Vivanco Associates. The tequila is Nueva Tequila. Right here on the Tequila Hombre. Coming up next. Welcome to this episode of the Tequila Hombre, where today we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting review of a new tequila out of NOM 1414. The name of the tequila is Luna Nueva. It is a brand new tequila out of 1414. Should be good. I mean, because everything out of 1414, which is basically from my friend Sergio Vivanco's family distillery, made by my friend Sergio Cruz, the master distiller there. He's the guy's a wizard when it comes to making great tequila. So I don't really see anything that's gonna make me wonder about this at all, because normally the stuff they do there is pretty good. Now, some things that you should know also, that everything that comes out of 1414 that I've ever tasted or ever heard of is additive free. So you don't need to worry about looking for this on the additive free list. It is indeed additive free. There's no additives used in the production of this. So it's good to go if you're a person that doesn't want additives in your tequila. So let's talk a little bit about the production of this tequila, how it's made. Everything at Vivanco and Associates is the agaves that they use are cooked in brick ovens. Now for this particular tequila, normally they use, they sourced the agave from their estate there, from Vivanco Associates. But in this one, they did something different in that they sourced the agave both from the Valle and the Los Altos region. So they have them from Orantes and from somewhere in the Valle, and they combine them together for the batch. So this is both lowland and highland agave, not just the Los Altos agave from Orantes, like what you typically find in a Vivanco tequila. So this one's going to be a little different in that route. It is, of course, brick oven cooked, just like the way they cook everything. They use a roller mill to extract the sugars from the agave fibers. Once that's done, it is then fermented in stainless steel tanks with classical music being played. They do play that Mozart around. It's very loud when you go into their distillery. When you're in the fermentation area, it's blasting, and the yeast are just jiving and having a total good time with it. After it is done, completing fermentation is then twice distilled using copper pot stills, and then it is bottled at 40% alcohol by volume for the Blanco. The Blanco retails on ferment and still for $38.99. So let's not waste any more time though. Let's get into the tasting portion and see what this Blanco's all about. All right, so just so you do know, I do have the Repo and the Yeyo also to review, and I'll do those in this episode. But we're going to start, of course, with the heart and soul of a good tequila line, and that is the Blanco. I don't know if this is, oh, this is a twist off. There we go. Twist off cap, no cork. It unscrews. Screw top. This might be good for aging because it's a wide open top, so the aging staves will fit right in the middle of that. So that might be nice. This might be a good Blanco for aging, especially at $38.99. Good Blancos for aging, good quality Blanco also makes a good Blanco for aging yourself using the aging staves. So, all right, so we put a little bit in the glass here. Let's take a look at this in the glass and see what we get here. So looking at this in the glass, coats the glass beautifully. You can see the legs and tears starting to form at the top. So gonna have a nice oily, viscous mouthfeel to it. Looking at the tequila itself, crystal clear. Looks amazing. You can see little hints of silver flashing through it. Looks great. All right, so let's see what we get on the nose on this. Do pick up that beautiful cooked agave, so you can cinnamon and baking spices from it. It's got really nice minerality to it. There's a nice sweetness, sweet cinnamon notes coming through. Tends to have more of a fruitier nose to it as well. So I'm picking up citrus on the nose. It smells delightful. It smells good. Not a whole lot on the nose. It's not a super powerful either, But from what I'm getting, it smells really good. It smells good. Just a little faint compared to some other ones I've had recently. But there's nothing wrong with that. All right, so let's see what we get on the flavor profile. But of course, I haven't had any tequila yet today, so give me a second here while I acclimate my mouth and gums and stuff to 40% alcohol. So just, we never judge or look for flavor notes stuff on the first sip, okay? All right, so we're going to give my lips and gums and stuff a second. You'll feel a little bit of a burn, but that'll subside once your gums and lips are going, hey, okay, we got 40% alcohol coming. All right, we're ready to go. Here we go. Has a nice viscousness to it, nice oily mouthfeel. Coats the tongue beautifully. Gets cinnamon and baking spices up front from the cooked agave, which is nice. A little bit of anise bitterness coming through on it, which is nice, kind of balances things out a little bit. And finishes with a nice sweet cinnamon note on the tongue. Very easy to drink, no burn to it at all. It's very sippable, easy drinkable. Really nice. There's not a whole lot of complexity to it, but it reeks cooked agave, which is good. If you like the taste of cooked agave, this will suit you nicely. It's not super in your mouth flavorful either. It's kind of light, but it's very enjoyable as just like a sipper. You can sip it definitely. You don't have to worry about it blowing your palate out with a lot of flavors. There is a little bit of that anise bitterness in there, but it's very drinkable. For $38.99 a bottle, definitely worth it to keep it on the shelf. Would also make great margaritas, good for a mixer. Yeah, so I would give this one, since it's not super complex and different, I'd give this one 4 agave for the Blanco. I'd recommend it. It's very good. Nothing off-putting about it at all. Very easy to drink, or is the way people say smooth. I hate the word smooth, but people like it. So it is very smooth, very easy to drink, and flavorful. I think people enjoy it. Okay, so there you go. Let's go check out the Reposado next. All right, so I did pick up a little bit of salinity on the end of the finish on that. So it does have a little bit of a salty brininess to it on the finish, which is nice. I think that combined with the nice sweet cinnamon notes makes for a very nice finish on it. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the Reposado. This is aged for 6+ months in American white oak whiskey barrels. Typically, Vivancos, they use used Jack Daniel's barrels. I'm pretty sure that's probably what they did on this, but it's 6 months plus is what they basically state for. It could be, there's probably blends of different months in it, but it's at least 6 months in a white oak American oak barrel. And my guess is, since Vivanco typically uses Jack Daniel's, it is probably a used Jack Daniel's barrel. All right, so let's see what this one's like in the glass. All right, so looking at it in the glass, it coats the glass beautifully. Let's see. Come on. There you go. See the tears and legs forming at the top. Should have a nice viscousness to it. Looking at the tequila itself, crystal clear. A nice light straw color to it, which is typical for a good Reposado. All right, so let's see what we get on the nose on this. Smells good. So typically the same thing we got from the Blanco: cinnamon and baking spices up front. A slight hint of light cherry, and then vanilla and caramel are coming through on it nicely. Smells great. Smells like a good Reposado. All right, so let's see what we get on the flavor profile. Definitely a Jack Daniel's barrel. You can't miss the Jack Daniel's notes that come from it. So definitely picking up the cinnamon and baking spices. There's definitely some vanilla and caramel coming through, almost like an apricot kind of flavor mixed in there in the middle. But there's definitely hints of Jack Daniel's in it as well. I'm definitely picking up some Jack Daniel's notes. But it's really nice. It's actually really enjoyable. I like this. This is good. Very sippable. I could definitely enjoy this with a good stogie and as a good after dinner sipper or even afternoon sipper. It's very light, very easy to drink as well. So for those of you that don't want a lot of burn or weird flavors and stuff, would be super enjoyable for you. So I'd give this one 4 agave as well for the Reposado. So far it's 4 agave for the Blanco and 4 agave for the Reposado. And just so you know, it's 4 out of 5. 5 is the best you can do. But 5, you normally would look for a complexity that makes it different and that makes it stand out. This doesn't have it. This is like a typical Reposado, but it's very enjoyable and very good. All right, so let's get into the final tasting of the Anejo next. All right, so I don't know if I said this, but on Ferment and Still, the Reposado is going for $45.99. I definitely think that's worth it. I definitely would keep it on my shelf at that price point. So the Anejo is over 1 year in American White Oak barrels. So this goes for over a year. Retails on Ferment and Still for $57.99, which is a good price for a Anejo these days. But let's see what we get from this particular Anejo. It's been aged for over a year in American White Oak barrels, which I believe is used Jack Daniel's barrels. Because the Vivancos do like their Jack Daniel's barrels. Okay, so looking at this one in the glass, again, coats the glass beautifully. Wouldn't expect anything different. You can see the legs and tears coming down from it, and they're broken into some pearls. So looking at the color, it's kind of just like a medium amber color. Not too dark. It's a little bit darker than the Reposado. If we look at them both side to side, there's not a huge difference in color, just a little bit. All right, so let's see what we get on the nose on this. Oh, definitely a lot more of the vanilla and caramel are coming through. You still get the you still get the sweet cinnamon and baking spices. It's presenting more of like a dried apricot note in it, some cherry as well. But definitely there's a good amount of vanilla and caramel coming through on it. And no, it's not an additive vanilla or caramel. It's just a natural wood vanilla and caramel, because like I said before, they don't use additives here. So there's no additives in this at all. All right. And then looking at it in the glass, of course, it's got that light amber color to it. All right. So let's see what we get on the flavor profile. Definitely getting the vanilla and caramel are coming through. Get the cinnamon and baking spices up front. The anise bitterness is pretty much gone. It was gone in the Repo, and it's gone in this as well. Very light, very easy to drink. Nice after dinner sipper. Would go well with a stogie. Very enjoyable. Super easy to drink. No burn to it or anything. If you're somebody who just wants something with a light flavor to it and that's enjoyable, that won't be off-putting at all, this would suit the bill perfectly. It really would. It's good. Yeah. So I'd recommend it. I give this one 4 out of 5 agave too. So straight 4 agaves across the board. They're all really good. Retail price $57.99. I'd buy it all day for that price. All day. I'd keep it on my shelf all day. This would be a nice sipper to bring with enjoy with friends. I can enjoy some nice stogies with it. It's not super complex. It wouldn't make my top 5 or 10 añejos, but it would be very enjoyable where if you have some friends over, you just want to crack something open that's a little easy and easy to sip and enjoyable. This would definitely suit that bill. All right, so there you go. Nueva tequila out of 1414, which is Vivanco Associates, additive free and delicious. I highly recommend it. Pick up a bottle. You can pick up all 3 expressions on Ferment and Still. If you like the information I shared, please give me a thumbs up for the information I shared. If you're new to the channel, bienvenido, welcome, and hope you click that subscribe button right there and the notification bell next to it so you know anytime we post a review or go live here on the Tequila Hombre channel. We'd love to have you be part of that. And if you are interested in finding out more about this brand, we're going to talk about it more on the Hombre Cave channel as well. So make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell on the Hombre Cave channel as well, as we'll talk further about this brand. And I may even bring somebody from the brand on to interview and talk to us a little bit more about their brand on the Hombre Cave channel. So that pretty much is it. 4 agaves across the board for all 3 expressions. And like I always say, life is too short to drink bad tequila. So hey, if you wanted to grab Nueva and try it, I'd recommend it. 4 agave. Salud. Bye, guys.